Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me on Barage, and today I guess this is part 2 of the NeoVision guide. Yeah, as you know, any new system, it requires a little bit of time to wrap your head around basically everything you need to do, especially when a new feature is added to the game. And that is definitely the case here, because there are other parts of NeoVisions. And while I talked about ability upgrading in the previous video, I do want to show you a little bit about how to farm some specific ability upgrading equipment. Because NeoVisions, they have abilities that you are able to upgrade and make more powerful, and they are definitely things that you should look into. So take Tifa, for example. Tifa has both these upgrade abilities in her regular form as well as her Brave Shift form. So today we're going to be looking at an ability that I think is really important to upgrade. This one right here, her Meteor Chaining ability. This gives her some more powerful chaining, and as we all know, more powerful chaining is definitely something that you want your abilities to have. So let's take a look at the things that we need. Well, there are these kind of NeoVision prisms, or crystals, or whatever the heck you want to call them. Each and every ability has a different color kind of material that they need. If we look at some of the ones on her other side, you know, okay, that one uses white too because it's the same ability. Some abilities are shared. But if we look at this, for instance, this ability requires the red type. This ability down here requires a dark blue. There are multiple different ones, and you can get all of those by farming Mog King event currency as well as shops, or potentially buying them from a Lapis shop as well, which at this point doesn't seem overly necessary. But you'll notice one other type of currency. Now at lower levels, these abilities do not require this currency, but going up towards to level 5, you will require a certain extra currency, these NeoVision coins. And these coins are needed to be farmed from time-limited events. Now, don't panic at the time of the recording of this video, while we do not know that how often these will be, or what exactly the qualifications are, or if you have to just farm them immediately or not. I'm sure that will be known at a later date, but for now, these are what the coins that we need for Tifa, NeoVision Cloud, and Red 13. So at this point, you're probably just going to want to farm a whole bunch of it. So before we upgrade the ability, let's go see what you need to fight to be able to get this. So they have added an extra tab, the one on the far right, the 5th tab, which has a special NeoVision quest. Now there are 2 levels. There are the 30 energy, which gives you less coins and is easier. And you have the 50 energy. The 50 energy is the one you are going to be wanting to farm. It is expensive for energy, I know. It is such as it is. But anyway, this type of fight also has a kind of new mechanic that is on the JP side that is not available on the global side. And that is the break gauge. The idea is that so long as an enemy has the break gauge, they are much more resistant to damage. When the break gauge is broken by meeting certain criteria, you will be able to dish out regular damage to the enemy. It's basically a way to make bosses in Brave Exvius more tanky and require a little more strategy. So this enemy requires us to attack it with characters that use either great swords or fists. Probably because, of course, Tifa and Cloud are some of the new NeoVision characters, so that is why. So let's head into this fight. Well, we're going to use that 50 stamina, and we'll show off how to do this fight properly. Now, as you can see, the blue gauge on the bottom is the break gauge, and we are going to use 2 clouds to demonstrate just how tough the break gauge is. So I have both clouds chaining abilities here. One is level 5, one is level 4. Let's see how much damage it dishes out. So as you can see, we did approximately 20-ish%, of the break gauge, plus or minus, and we only did 1% of its HP damage. Pretty bad. And just to prove to you that these clouds are not weak, My Cloud is running about 5,000 attack, and if I can scroll the right way, the other Cloud is about 3,400, so not exactly slouches. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use our 2 Ashes with the old ability Barage. Now, this is kind of interesting. This was found out by some users on Twitter who I don't remember their handles. I believe they were JP players, so hats off to them. But just to show you what these Ashes are running, they are running barely any attack. The only thing they are running is a couple of great swords as well as a dual wield materia, because they do not have dual wield naturally. So as you can see, double great swords plus Barrage can destroy a break gauge, and that has made farming this stage much easier. Otherwise, it can take a while if you are only bringing top tier DPS. So now the other thing we are going to want to do, we're going to Brave Shift Tifa in here. Oh, we got the glitch. I got to be careful on that. There is a possible menu glitch here, so I am trying to avoid it. So let's buff Tifa, and let's debuff the enemy. We're going to get her ready for the following turn. And last but not least, we are going to just be using our magic tank to protect us, because we don't want our characters taking a lot of damage. This enemy isn't super dangerous, but as of this current setup, it's pretty easy to get through this boss with just a good magic tank protecting your party. Alright, so we have Tifa ready. We're going to get her to use her Brave Shift Limit Burst, and we are going to get our 2 Clouds doing support for the lovely lady. Alright, and chaining begin. And there you are. Easy as can be. So this whole setup, you can use almost any 2 chainers that you want, and NeoVision Tifa for a pretty darn easy clear. Of course, Tifa was given out to everybody, and there's enough resources to get her to EX1, giving her her Brave Shift. So provided you can build her with a pretty decent amount of attack or limit burst damage up, you will be able to clear that trial fairly easily. Of course, mine is pretty overstated. It is also an undead type enemy, so if you are looking to make it a little bit easier, Bahamut has some undead killers on it. Phoenix does as well, but I do believe that Phoenix is, how do I say it? Phoenix is magical killers, so for the undead, so there you are. But yes, now that we've gotten our coins, we can go back in, take a look at Tifa, and increase that ability. And there you are, now it's stronger. We could also just go up to level 5, but we're running a little low on white crystals. Definitely want to be careful. As you can see, the max level requires 20. The way I figure it is you will probably need about 60 coins-ish per ability to be on the safe side. With these things, it's usually better to over-farm rather than under-farm, just in case, especially now as we don't know when this will be coming back in the future, whether these coins will be farmable in the future, so it's not a bad idea. Just over-farm. You're probably looking at about, let's say, 300 per character, so you're probably looking at, if you wanted to completely max out NeoVision Cloud, a Tifa, and a Red 13, probably about 300 per character, which is about 900 total-ish. Maybe 1,000, just to be on the extra careful side. Although I do expect the coins to be returning in the future, because otherwise it's kind of impossible to raise these characters, and that kind of seems counterintuitive to the entire system. But either way, we will have to wait and see. As of right now, this quest runs until, I believe, about May 15th. So you have plenty of time to farm up when you have some extra stamina, or if you want to make a day of it. Either way, the most important thing is just use turn 1 with Barrage to get straight through that break gauge and then turn 2, just finish them with whatever type of damage you would like to use, and simple as that. So anyway, hope you found this video helpful, and thank you very much for watching. Stay safe out there, and take care.